what's next for automation? Today I'm in beautiful San Francisco to see how innovators are using automation technology to make our lives easier. Let's check it out. My first stop is to talk to Joe Dada. He's the CEO of a company called Insteon. They make smart components for home automation. This is their engineering lab, AKA Smart Apartment. Hey Joe, how's it going?
Hey Grant, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thanks for having me here in the home of the future.
The way we control our network is peer-to-peer. Even without a central controller, I can press and hold a set button to pair devices, just like Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And so I'm pressing a set button on that device, and after I do that, I now have control of that device from this one. No central controller, no routers, no networking.
Right.
Just
it's this to that.
Really, really simple.
Cool.
And because all of the knowledge is just distributed in the endpoints, it just scales naturally. So this little device can control over 400 paired devices, and a central controller is endless. Because our signals go over power line, they get very, very far. Because they go over RF as well, it's very reliable. Because the problems that exist in the power line world rarely exist at the same time and place as in the RF world.
So it's kind of like a redundancy built in.
Yeah, we call it a dual mesh. So mesh networks repeat a signal. So unlike Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, where the signal, you've got to get the signal from your controller to responder directly. In a mesh network, you have helpers. So if I walk over here out of range and I press on, that switch will hear it and repeat it.
Okay, everything in the network, if it hears a signal, it'll just pass it on.
Yeah.
Cool. What else can you automate? What other applications are there? Well, there's a company called TE Connectivity that's working to bring automation to the factory.
Hi Grant, thanks for having us here.
So Rob, what's your definition of the smart factory?
It's about providing, in this case, I think, intelligence at the edge. So making peripherals and machines smarter, and then doing something with that data, trying to make insights and analysis from the data you collect from lots of smart peripherals.
Now, are there any specific TE products that are furthering automation at the connector level?
There's actually one of the things we've been working on for a number of years is a product called Ariso. And this is, connectors without contacts. We call it contactless connectivity. And it's the perfect solution for where you've got those rotating machines, where you've got stuff that's moving around. If you think historically, when you try to connect up to moving things or things that are moving a lot, you've got a lot of tension and stress on the cable harness and the connection system. By having contactless connectivity, you get rid of a lot of that. That makes it a lot more reliable.
That's awesome. All right, thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot, Grant. See ya.
Let's take a look at another company that's on the leading edge of factory automation. Why wouldn't they be? They're called Factory Automation Systems.
Hi Grant, it's great to speak with you.
So, can you tell me a little bit about Factory Automation Systems?
We take the technologies and tools at our disposal and we use those to improve their process or create a new process for them.
Cool. What's your definition of the smart factory?
Well, there's a tremendous amount of information on factory floors these days. It's relatively inexpensive to have an Ethernet connection where you could get information out of basically anything. So traditional things such as drives, servos, robots, down to air conditioners. The key to this is to find that data and turn it into information, something that's actually usable and valuable to a customer. So the future of this is to have the systems and the tools to collect the data, store it as needed, and then retrieve the information that you need and only show the important information to the operator as needed.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you for speaking with me today, Grant.
So it's really exciting to see all the automation that's available for the home today. But one of the things that interests me most is what's next. See, I want to see Jarvis from Iron Man. Now, Jarvis is Tony Stark's personal computerized butler. Now, it may sound like science fiction, but there's also companies that are working on that in real life. Okay guys, this is Chirag Dewan. He's the CEO and founder of AeroCorp. Hey Chirag, how's it going?
Thank you, Grant, for having me.
So I understand that after seeing Iron Man, and specifically the Jarvis system, that you started AeroCorp immediately. Is that right?
But yes, it is true. I've always been intrigued by the character Jarvis in the Iron Man movies. And one day while watching Iron Man, it just struck me. Why don't I create a Jarvis for myself? And that's when it all began.
That's awesome. Now, there are already all kinds of operating systems. What is it about your operating system that's different from all of these?
But the main feature that we want to integrate within an operating system is a personal assistant system. Now, there are different kinds of personal assistant systems that we do have seen in the past within our mobile phones, but they all have limited functionalities. We want FIOS to be as powerful as the user who is sitting in front of a system. Rather than the user working on the system, we want FIOS to work for the user.
I have always wanted that. Well, thanks a lot for your time. RF, infrared, thermostats, smoke alarms, light switches, all these things in the home. That's today. It's exciting to learn about all the things that are happening in the world of automation today, and to think about what might be possible in the future. Whether it's today's technologies or tomorrow's innovations, as always, Mouser is proud to be a part of it. I'll see you next time. This episode has been sponsored by Analog Devices, TE Connectivity, Murata, and Altera.